The number one way as a consultant to earn and keep more money is to price your consulting services, programs, products, and projects for maximum profit. Are you doing that right now? Are you 100% sure? Well, no worries, because in this episode, I will teach you how to price for profit. And then I'm also going to provide you with 4 signs that will identify when you are not pricing your consulting services for profit. So, you know what I want you to do, right? Stay tuned. Welcome to Say Yes to Profits, a virtual CFO firm that helps consultants gain clarity, control, and confidence in their numbers so they reduce business taxes and build profitable million-dollar businesses. We exist to eradicate small business failure, so subscribe today, and as a result, we will make it rain money in your business. It is time for you to say yes to profits. Hi, consultants. I am Octavia. Welcome to another episode of the Say Yes to Profits podcast. Here at Say Yes to Profits, we empower 6-figure consultants to manifest, maximize, and maintain profitable million-dollar firms. So if you desire to do that, you are in the right place. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So before we deep dive into the pricing for profits formula, you know what I want you to do, right? I want you to hit the like, subscribe, and share button right now. Thank you so much in advance for going ahead and hitting those buttons. Did you do it? Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So here's what I want to do today. I want to demystify pricing for profits. Unfortunately, a lot of consultants price their services incorrectly. And they do this by looking at their competitors and pricing their consulting services based on what they see on their competitors' website instead of factoring in their costs, their financial goals, and how their business is unique and how their business operates. So I have a question for you. How do you determine the prices for your consulting services or projects? Think about that for a moment. Have you ever felt like money was just a problem in your business no matter what you do? If you have, it could be because of your prices. So let's deep dive into all parts of pricing, and I'm going to give you a perfect example. So part 1 is your labor costs. Do you factor in all of your labor costs when you're determining the prices for your consulting services? Have you included everything, or do you feel like you've missed out on some things? Now, I know for a fact that many consultants miss out on this one thing. So let's go ahead and get into it. So when you're thinking about pricing your services for profits and you're considering your labor costs, I want to ask you a question. Who will assist you in providing your consulting services to your clients? What will you pay them? And if you are paying them by hour, how many hours will they work to complete the project? In addition to that, will you, as the main consultant or the owner of the consulting firm, will you have tasks to complete to provide that consulting service or project to your client? If so, what is your hourly billable rate? And how many hours will it take you to complete your task to complete the entire project? Now, what I want you to do is take the total number of hours multiplied by the billable hourly rate for you and your team. And then I want you to add those two together because this is going to be your labor costs. So add those together and put those to the side, okay? We're going to pick them back up in just a second. Part 2 will be your supplies and materials. Are there any out-of-pocket costs that you have to pay to provide that consulting service or project to your client? If there are out-of-pocket costs, many call them direct costs, these should be covered by the client. But how will the client cover that cost? The only way the client is going to cover that cost is if you include those costs in with your pricing formula. So, for example, did you have to have a new subscription for that new client? Or perhaps you had to purchase materials and supplies to complete the project. Now, in most cases, the amount that you pay out of pocket for those expenses and those costs, again, should be included in your pricing formula. So think about the total cost of that and set that to the side. We're going to pick that up in just a second. Now, part 3 is your desired profit margin. What do you desire to have as a profit for every project and every consulting service that you provide? Think about that number for a moment. Or let me ask it another way. After earning the desired amount in revenue for a particular project, how much would you like to see left over in your bank account? Do you have that number in mind? What is that percentage of the total revenue? Think about that, compute that, because you're going to pull all of this together, and let me show you how. So what I'm going to do really quickly is share my screen and show you this pricing for profits formula all together. Okay. Now, here we go. So let's say your hourly billable rate is $150. Let's just say, right? And it's going to take you 20 hours to complete the project. With this information, we know that your total labor cost will be $3,000. Now, let's say that you have a subscription that you have to purchase, you have other supplies and materials, and the total cost for that, remember I said you're going to put those to the side, and now we're picking them back up, right? So the total cost for that, let's just say, is $500. Okay? Now that we have that information, you've decided that for every consulting service or project, you want to have a 40% profit margin left over. Now that we know this number, because what we've done was taken the total cost plus the direct cost, and we added the profit margin to that amount, right? That gave us $1,468 at a 40% profit margin. We're going to add those three numbers together, and that means that for this particular project, you're going to tell the client that the cost will be $4,968. You with me so far? That is how you price your services and projects, products, and programs for profit as a consultant. Now that you know this information, what are the signs to let you know when things are not priced for profit? Well, let me give you 4 quick signs. Number 1, if you are struggling to pay the cost of your current or your next project, it is possibly because your services are not priced for profit. Number 2, if you as the owner are not able to receive a reasonable compensation for every project and every consulting service that you provide. Number 3, if after covering all of the costs, you have very little to no cash remaining. That is a clear indication that something is possibly going on with your prices. Number 4, if throughout the month you feel as if you're going through this feast or famine mode in your business, like it never seems to be enough cash flow no matter what you do, that is also a clear indication that your services are possibly not priced for profit. Now that we've covered the ways that you're supposed to price for profit, remember those 3 parts, and the signs that will show you if your services are not priced for profit, I want you to make sure that you join me for the Manifest a Million Masterclass, because we're going to go over this and much more so that you as a consultant will know how to manifest, maximize, and maintain profitable $1 million firms. Go to sayyesToProfits.com/secrets to join me today. sayyesToProfits.com/secrets to secure your spot. Okay? If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave those below. And don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share buttons right now. Okay? This is Octavia Conner, your virtual CFO. Until next time, say yes to profits, everyone. Toodles. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Say Yes to Profits podcast. Download your free gift from this episode by clicking the link in the description. Also connect with me on Instagram at Octavia Conner, CFO. And if you would like a glimpse into how we help our consulting clients manifest, maximize, and maintain profitable $1 million firms, schedule a discovery session today at sayyestoprofits.com/session. Until next